What about the reporter that she found in the LA Times reporter? Remember that?
Oh, I remember that. I wouldn't call that a funny moment. That's just one of Doris's normal moments, knocking on strange men's doors in hotels. I mean, doesn't everybody do that? Doesn't everybody go down the hall listening in on doors to see what's going on in the rooms? You know, I didn't think anything. It didn't surprise me at all.
Did Doris pay back?
Well, you now need to tell the story so you get out of trouble.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Okay, this is the story. It was the night before the fish fry in far southwest Virginia, and we checked into our rooms, and I heard someone next door say Obama, so it sparked my interest. So I waited a few minutes, and I knocked on his door and just said, "Excuse me," but I couldn't help but overhear you say Obama, and I know this is odd, someone knocking on your door, but I'm an Obama supporter, and I was just hoping you were too. I don't know if you are. And he's like, "Oh, but I'm neutral because I'm a reporter for the LA Times." So we got to talking, and he actually joined us later that afternoon, and he was at the fish fry, and he actually done a wonderful article about Southwest Virginia and the vote and everything. So, yeah, but it just, we've got, in doing this stuff, you know, you've just got to be aggressive and assertive and really pay attention to what people are saying out here.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah, that's why in 18 years of doing this job and staying in hotels for hundreds of nights, I've never had a strange woman knock on my door.
you should say things more interesting.
Yeah, I'll try it next week. I'll shout Obama, Obama like every 10 minutes.
Awesome. So what do you? Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. Tuesday. They call Virginia for Obama. What do you think that's gonna feel like? Mean? You know, anything? Any thoughts?
I mean, it's over, and guess what? We get to go to work the next day. It means the election is over, and for us it means we go right into our General Assembly session, which begins the second Wednesday of January. So we really don't have much downtime to celebrate the victory, but it'll be a great victory. The best thing about election night is when we get our roving reporter to quit doing videos, and we'll do one of her. That's the best. That's going to be the best thing about this whole campaign is the lady that's been nagging everybody with a little video camera. We're going to give a couple shots of vodka to, and we're going to turn the camera on her.
I'll just edit that right out.
Right, that's gone. That's gone. I think, well, aside from the fact that we'll be thinking ahead, like Jim said, you know, with the General Assembly session, because like in Virginia, we have an election every year. Our General Assembly is in session every year, so it is a continuous thing. But I think there will be that moment. First of all, I know we're all exhausted because we've actually been knocking on doors since June, and people are getting tired. You can see it and everything. But I think there'll be that moment when we win that, you know, we'll be screaming and hollering, but at the same time, you know, we'll just be, it'll be mixed. I mean, there'll be tears of joy, but there'll also be laughters of joy. So it's both. So, but no matter which one it is, if it's tears or laughter, it's victorious. And so that's going to be the key thing.
Anything else?
Don't want to ever be a battleground state again. No, I think the only other thing is the affiliates. I know it's been a long summer, and when we kick this off, we've actually kind of been reminiscing today because it is a beautiful day, the last Saturday before the election. I mean, who would have thought we would be out here at the Union Hall and as walkers come in, having a cookout, you know, on the first day of November, especially when we started walking in June, it was like 109. So we've been talking about that, how when we started this and kicked our walks off, it was the hottest day of the year, and it's beautiful today. So I think we've started in the heat of this, and we're going to end in the heat of it. So that would be the other thing I'd add. And the affiliates have just been great, and they've been hanging in there all summer long and all fall, but it's going to pay off.
And I'd just like to thank all the international unions who released staff and sent them to Virginia, and all of our affiliates and the volunteers that they've provided, and all the people who have given their nights and their weekends for this effort, and to once again, make us victorious in Virginia. And as Virginia goes, so goes the nation, because when Barack Obama carries Virginia, he will be the next president of the United States.
And I'd add too, I think one of the most surprising things, yes, and I mentioned it earlier today, but I think yesterday there was, someone asked me the question about, like, aren't you surprised that Obama is going to suspend or end his campaign in Virginia? It's going to be like the last rally he does before election, going to Chicago. And it's kind of like, no, I'm not surprised. When we knew he was going to get the nomination, he had the nomination, he started his campaign in Bristol, Virginia. And he's ending it in Northern Virginia. And I think that right there symbolizes that not only are we one Virginia, from the mountains to Northern Virginia to the Eastern Shore, but we're one nation, and we're going to have one president, and that will be Barack Obama.